Today here on All In with Brian Weatherford, we're all into solar power. I'm really intrigued by solar power. It's been around for a lot longer than most of us realize, but it's always changing. And the company we have today, even though they're in the solar power space with so many other people, they do it just a little bit differently. And I get really intrigued by technological companies that can do things even differently than others can in the same space. That's where we are. Let's get rolling. First of all, the guest name, this is Andrew Higgins. His company is SunGrid Solar. Andrew, welcome to the show today, sir. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you being here. So was I right about that? Let's be honest. There's other people in the solar space, but you guys do something a little bit different to set yourself apart. So let's go ahead and start there. Describe what you guys do, and specifically, what is it you do that's different from maybe other people in the solar business?
Yeah, so I mean, especially in California, the solar industry is very competitive. There's there's a couple of big companies, and then there's a lot of little local companies, and you really need to do something that sets yourself apart to stand out in the industry. So what we do is we focus on reduction as well as production when adding solar to somebody's home. So what we do is we come in and we look at how can we reduce their bill as much as possible when adding the solar panels onto the home. So we have a couple of different types of smart technologies, such as smart thermostats and smart like water sprinkler systems that help just like reduce their overall pull of energy.
So do you have a background in this industry, or what is it exactly that made you want to jump in here and start SunGrid Solar?
Yeah, so I've actually been in sales all my life, and I used to do sales for a home theater, home automation company, and then I was a loan officer. And one of my colleagues said, "Hey, I'm going to go start working for this solar company. You should come check it out." And I decided, okay, yeah, I'll go check it out and see what it's all about. And I really liked the fact that it was beneficial for the homeowner. It's not like selling them a home theater system where it's not something they necessarily need, but they can, with solar, they have a benefit to them because it saves them money. So I went and started working in the solar industry, worked for a couple of different companies. And then after a while, I decided, you know what, I feel like I could do this myself a little better. And I decided to start my own company and deliver solar to homeowners where I can help reduce their bill. I can add battery systems and have solar at affordable cost instead of crazy rates and prices for them.
Well, let me ask you this quickly, Andrew. What timeline are we looking at? When did you start SunGrid? When did you start your own company?
Yeah, so we started this in 2017. So
Okay.
yeah, and we actually formed a corporation called the BLC Builders Construction Corporation, and then did a DBA called SunGrid Solar, and that's the solar company that we have right now.
So you're talking about how you can help homeowners save money. Is it still applicable where one of the ways you can help them save is through tax breaks? Is that still a thing? Are there still tax incentives out there for people to convert to solar?
Yeah, so there's a 26% federal tax credit right now that ends in December 31st, and it goes down to 22%. But what I always tell people is solar, it's not just about the tax incentive that's going to save you money. If you decide you want to move solar, you're going to save yourself from the rising utility rates, especially in California. There's about a 4.7% increase every single year in the utility company. So that means in 10 years from now or so, your bill will almost be double than what it is today. But I tell people when they want to switch to solar, if they say, oh, well, solar is too expensive, because we get that a lot, I tell them you can take a loan out for solar that costs less than what you're currently paying to the utility company. So you could put yourself on a fixed rate, don't have to go with the rising utility rates, and then say you do that 10-year loan where your bill would have been double than what it is today. It's paid off, and then you have free electricity. So if you want to keep the lights on, you have to pay the utility company anyways, right? So why not pay for something that you own? It'll add value to your home and cost less than what you currently pay right now. That's what I always tell people.
You know, I was going to ask you that, Andrew, as far as adding value to the home, when the homeowner, they go solar and they have everything and they're rocking and rolling, they decide to move to a new home. When someone's out looking for houses, is there proof that when people are looking, that's a big selling point? When we say, oh, wait a minute, we need to look at this home. They're already set up for solar. This is great. Does that actually help people to sell their homes?
Absolutely. If you go and you're looking at homes and all of a sudden this home comes with no electricity bill, that's a plus to me. And
it'd have to be a big plus, and it's just another selling point. Honestly, I'm sure that you use that on your end when you're getting people to convert to solar to begin with. All right, so we talk about from a residential standpoint how it can directly help the homeowner save on the utility costs, tax breaks, whatever those may be, etc. Plus they're locked in. They don't have the rate going up every year. Does the same thing work for businesses? If I own my own business building, can they convert to solar as well?
Yeah, so it's even better for businesses, because businesses, they have something called demand charges, and residential, they don't have the demand charges. So the demand charge is the stress that the business puts on the power grid. So not only do they have to pay what they consume, they also have to pay their demand charges. So if you produce solar and you have a solar system on your business, you're reducing the stress on the grid because you're producing your own electricity. So you can greatly reduce your demand charges, and you still get a 26% federal tax credit when you decide to move forward with solar. But there's also a depreciation. It's called the maker's depreciation value. And there's a bonus depreciation as well as the regular typical depreciation. The bonus depreciation is a 30%. So you get the 26 and 30%, making 56%, which is over half the system cost that you can write off right off the bat. And when you depreciate the rest of the system, there's a 5-year period where you can depreciate the additional 70%. So for businesses, it's a no-brainer.
It absolutely sounds like a no-brainer, and I'm sure that as things move forward, that'll become even a bigger part of what your company's doing, the industry as a whole. Hey, speaking of, where do you see this whole thing heading? I mean, we hadn't even talked about the ecological impact of going solar versus other forms of energy. Obviously, people are familiar with that. But as we said here today, Andrew, moving forward, where do you see the industry going, and specifically, where do you see your company going related to everything?
Yeah, so it's only going to get better in the solar industry. I mean, there's going to be more efficient panels, larger battery capacity sizes, and in California, in the year 2045, there's a bill passed that said all energy needs to be renewable energy produced. So, they're trying to get rid of power plants and any other types of fossil fuel production of energy and switch all to renewable energy. So I see us in, I would say, the next 5 years in multiple states. We really want to be one of the names on the market where where we'll be able to service homeowners and businesses throughout the country.
Well, I would say this much: you're well on your way to do that. You present yourself, you present your company, and honestly, you present the whole industry in a way that even a guy like me can understand it. So I want to thank you for your time today, for sharing your story. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you. We might have to keep an eye on you as you continue to grow your company. You take care.
Thanks for having me on.